Hey there, John. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 things that you can do today to help bring in more customers to your business. My name is Seleni and I work with business owners across the state of Utah. I spoke with Amy the other day and she gave me the green light to be able to send this over to your email. So I put together this quick custom video for you about your online presence and specifically how you're stacking up against your competition. Now, I saw that you were running ads down in the St. George area, which is why I'm going to focus on this area in this video. But again, the same research can be done for any service, any location. So if you're wanting something specific to Cedar, because I did see that it looks like your main area is Cedar City, let me know. And I do love Cedar, mostly because my sister lives there. But anyways, sorry, getting off topic there. But I'm sure with this video, at this point, you're probably sitting there asking yourself, okay, why would she be doing this and what's the catch here? Well, that is a fair question. What I have found is that most local business owners are just too busy actually running their business, swamped with payroll, helping customers, answering questions, honestly just dealing with employees and staying on top of jobs. And many times learning how to leverage the internet to benefit their company just gets buried underneath all of the other to-dos. And let's be real, half the time the only reason you may not have hired somebody yet is because you don't know who to trust or know who is truly an expert. So that is exactly why I make videos like this. I have found that by giving people an easy, free attack plan of actual things that they can do to impact their business for free, it has resulted in some of those local business owners still raising their hands and saying, hey, I like you, Seleni, can you please just handle this for me? So if by the end of this video you've liked what you've heard and can see that I've got a lot of tricks up my sleeve that can help your business, then shoot me a message back and we can chat. Or if by the end of this video, you simply want to take this free attack plan that I give to you and do it yourself, that totally works for me too. Now, let's cover the 3 things that are going to set Carvel painting above your competition. First will be content, second, citations, and third, backlinks. So first up is content. So since Google isn't a human, it doesn't just know what you do, it's got to be told through your content. Content is basically anything here that you can see here on your homepage that is highlighted. So this can be text, pictures, what pictures are saved as, what's behind the pictures, all of that can be considered content. So let me show you an example here. If we were to go into like one of your images here and do a save as, we can see here it's saved Carvel painting _ masterful craftsman, probably craftsmanship or something like that. Similarly, I'm pretty sure that when I clicked on a couple of your pictures, it looks like each picture is kind of saved with the same tag there. Now, ideally, this would be a great way to be able to leverage high volume keywords and including those here in your email, in your image descriptions. Instead of just the generic, like your company name, that would be a great way to be able to capture some more content here and be found for those right keywords. Again, all of these things are things that the Google bots can read and basically get an idea of what is this business, what service areas are they targeting, what services do they offer, and all of that is going to position you in the search rankings. Now, and I also did see this as well. Whoever's running your website, maybe just have them review that. I'm not sure. It kind of looks like it was hidden back in the background. I'm not sure if they're able to see that there. But again, all of these things are helping the Google bots be able to just know what you do. Now, with your content, the goal is having unique and authoritative content, and you need to have enough of it to be able to add in the right keywords and phrases that people are actually searching for in Google in order for somebody to find the services that you offer. Now, most business owners know that they need content, but what they don't know is that in order to rank #1 on Google for like painting, the average content count is 1,500 to 2,400 words on your homepage. Again, while making sure that it's got the right keywords and phrases that your customers are actually searching for. So when I copied your content here and I plugged it into one of my tools over here, I can see your homepage is sitting around 900 words there on your homepage. Now, if we actually jump over here to the #1 ranking competitor there in the St. George area, St. George Painting Pros, when we flip through their content here and I plugged their content here from their page into one of my tools as well, and I can see that their homepage is sitting around 1,100 words here on their homepage. Now, again, a great way to be able to just increase your content count so you can help contend with these guys, especially using the right keywords and phrases though that you're able to be found for. Now we're actually going to jump over here into my tool. This tool is called Ahrefs, super cool tool. It essentially gives me behind the scene details that Google's looking at when it comes to ranking a site. So I can get a really good idea of what is working well for you and your competition. So I do have your competition plugged in here with their URL. and we can see an overview of how they're doing. We can see how many keywords they are being found for on their site and roughly what type of traffic their site is bringing in every single month. Now we're going to actually dive deeper into the exact keywords that your competition is ranking for and what your customers are searching for every month. Now, as you can see here, they are ranking in some high positions here for these first three keywords here. Painters in St. George, Utah, that is being searched 100 times every single month, and they're in the high position. Like I said, right now in my search, they're actually showing as number one, so this tool might even be a little bit lagged here. Again, 100 times though, every single month that somebody is searching for that. Painters St. George, being searched 90 times every single month. Painting companies in St. George, Utah, being searched 40 times per month. So you can see here, and then there's even more keywords here lower that they're not ranking as high for, but are still available. St. George painting, 120 times every single month. Cabinet painting, Utah. Again, that one's more of a Utah versus St. George, but that's being searched 150 times every single month. And then some Utah painters in Utah being searched 30 times per month. So this kind of gives you a quick snapshot of what they are being found for. Now let's jump over here into your website, into my Ahrefs tool. I've got your URL plugged right in here. I can see the exact same overview. So I can see how many keywords your website is being found for, and I can see what type of traffic that it is driving every single month. Obviously here where there's no keywords, there's really no need to jump into here, but basically that's showing that from this tool that the Google bots are really not finding what your website, what services or what areas your website is targeting. And so they're really not knowing exactly what your site is based around based on your current content. So the first thing to do to help beat out your competition is making sure to increase this and getting up to at least the 1,500 keyword rich content here on your homepage. Again, this is what's driving your competitor's business, and it is 100% beatable if you're able to get that done. Now let's actually jump over here into Google. I've actually got one of those keywords plugged in here, painters in St. George, Utah. First of all, of course, what we can see here is the ads section. And so in an earlier search, this is actually where I found your company. And here's the thing with ads. Ads can definitely work, but they could also be a money pit if your foundation or website isn't dialed in, or like if customers are using an ad blocker. So just be really careful to not burn through your money on Google Ads unless you know for sure that your site is going to convert. Now we're actually going to jump down here below the ad section into this, the coveted map section. And this area has a lot to do with the second important thing that we're going to talk about, which is citations. So you're probably asking yourself, okay, great, but what is a citation? Why do they matter? Well, those are great questions. So this is called the Google Map Pack. I'm sure you've seen it. You've probably used this section, and maybe you've even thought to yourself, how can I get my business up on here? Well, great questions, and that is about what I'm going to show you here. So to get yourself into the top 3 spots, the number one thing that Google looks at is a thing called citations. So what is a citation? Well, citations are your name, address, and phone number listed on a bunch of online directories like these. Now, they need to just match your Google listing exactly. Having citations like these helps Google be able to verify you and then give relevance to your local business. So to push your business up here on the top 3 spots, you need to get more citations. When you get more than your competition, especially from authoritative and industry-specific websites, your credibility boosts, you gain more trust from Google, therefore pushing you above your competition. Now you might be asking yourself, great, but how do I actually do that? Well, there are paid tools like BrightSpark or White Local that'll tell us exactly what your competition is listed on here. And then we can go match those directories. But we don't want to just stop there and match them. We want to dominate them online. So what we've seen is with most painting companies that are ranked here at the top, they're probably sitting around 100 to 200 citations. So if you're pushed down below that, maybe second or third page, you might only have 10 to 30 citations. So we not only need to go get those citations to match your top competitors, but then we need to beat them out online. And you can see here, we've got St. George Painting Pros both in the top of the map pack as well as down here. Now, let's talk about the last thing that I wanted to cover, which is backlinks. This third pillar is really going to help you dominate here on Google. So again, when we search painters in St. George, Utah, we scroll down past the map pack, we get down in here into the organics listing section. Now, you can see here your site is not ranked as number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anywhere here on the first page of Google. Now, this is ideally where we want to be because Google statistics have shown that the top 3 businesses on here are getting about 75% of the clicks, meaning that most of your potential customers are choosing one of these first 3 results and are never making it down to your listing. So to get here, you've got to beat out your competition in every aspect. You need authority. And I guess before I keep moving on to just a quick plug too, Google Maps business right here is accountable for about 40% of the searches are going into a click to call. So about 40% of people are actually choosing these 3 results, and then 60% are coming down in here to the organics listing section. And again, out of the organics, about 75% are staying on the top 3 spots here. So just a little bit of food for thought there as far as how instrumental rankings are here in both the math packs as well as your organic listing. Now again, talking about authority and backlinks. So how do you get authority? Well, again, this is where the backlinks come into play. A backlink is just when one website links to another website online. So the easiest way to think about this is to think about it like a popularity contest back in high school. You want the coolest, most popular kid to be recommending you. So in this popularity contest, the business with the most relevant link juice or authority wins. And I do say relevant because not all backlinks are created equal. So you guys are painters, right? Well, you wouldn't want to get a backlink from an ice cream shop linking back to you because you don't make ice cream. Although that would be tasty, the backlink would be kind of useless to you. But if you had one from like a local blog or industry specific site linking back to you, that would be much more effective. Now let's jump over here again into to that tool again. I can actually see that you guys have 6 backlinks being pointed back to your website. That's not bad. It's a start. It's just not dominant. But if we jump over here into your competitor, let's run back to their overview, I can see they've got 63 backlinks being pointed back to them, and some are from very strong, relevant sources. So again, how do we get these? Well, here with my tool, Ahrefs, I can actually dive in here and I can see the exact links that they have on their website and go with those, if not better, higher quality links. Now, again, getting you here to the top of Google, it is not magic. It's just a tried and true method, and I have shown you that exact method here today. So again, the 3 things that you can do today to grow your online presence is first focusing on your content here, making sure that your content has at least 1,500 words here on your homepage, and again, having the right keywords and phrases that people are actually searching for in your area so that your company gets found. Second is citations, making sure you have more of your name, address, and phone number listed on as many online directories. That way you beat out your competition. And lastly, let's go ahead and focus on getting more high quality sites being pointed back to you. That way you show Google that you are the authority. If you implement these strategies today, you can be number 1 across Google. Now, I know how tough the market is, and I know how dependent small business owners are or may be on third-party companies like Angie's List. I also know how painful it is to pay for leads that are shared amongst your competitors. What I have shown you today, it gives you control over your leads and gives you an actionable plan of having clients come straight to your door. Now, again, at this point, you're probably sitting there asking, okay, well, what now? Well, you really have a few options. If you feel like you cannot handle any more clients every month, that is absolutely fair. If you could just send me a quick note telling me you watched the video, tell me your thoughts about it. I would really appreciate your feedback. On the other hand, if you're ready to grow, you can take this blueprint and implement these 3 strategies on your very own today. I give you the exact formula that businesses pay tons of dollars to have, and it's all yours to use to help your company. Now, if you found this information valuable, and if you're still one of those business owners to still raise their hands for the most effective route, just go ahead and respond to my email and we'll set up a time to chat. Thanks again. Again, my name is Seleni, and I look forward to your email.